would change this business this much, and more importantly, this quickly?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe from this building.
That may not be 100% accurate. I think all of us went into this moment recognizing opportunity. And I do mean that, opportunity. The chance to finally get your news and information out, regardless of where you had a printing press. And that's a remarkable thought, to be able to serve people at enormous distances. So I think that was the first and easy thing to embrace. But the speed of the challenge clearly it moved faster than we expected. And now the second and tertiary phases of this thing, the social media phase, is really now we're in a new place, where it's not merely getting our information, our quality news information out to people in new and exciting ways, but rather becoming parts of conversations that are taking place outside of this bubble called the New York Times. And how do we place ourselves within the context of conversations taking place around us, and not through us? That's a new mindset, and that's been a really interesting challenge to grapple with.
Now, is that a net plus, or is that a challenge?
At the end of the day, any challenge is going to be a net plus if you get it right. I mean, that's just true. And so the thought is not to say, oh my God, another challenge. The thought is to say, okay, here's where the world is moving, let's move with it. And because, it's sort of cheap and easy to say, oh my God, look at what these awful people are doing. That doesn't help. What helps is, let's become part of this conversation. Let's figure out how are the best ways, what are the best ways we can use to keep that quality audience growing and keep them engaged with what we do. And if part of that is to make your content available on Facebook, then by God, you're going to go on Facebook.
Conversation is something that a lot of traditional media has had a hard time dealing with. We've been used to a lot of one-way conversation, and the two-way conversation is exciting, but it's something that for a lot of media organizations, it's sort of like, how in the hell do we actually do it in a way that still preserves what we think is worth a lot, not just to us, but also to our advertisers? Is that a challenge?
Sure, but that's the challenge of that's the last challenge. Okay. The new challenge is that two-way conversation doesn't include you. So how do you become part of a two-way conversation? How do you make your information available for conversations that are happening out there? That's the challenge we're facing now.